if I was a teenager with literally $0 and a phone, these are the things that I would do to bring me to the point where I am today actually. And that point is being financially free, having a beautiful relationship, helping my parents, having great friends, being like not only financially but location and time, and not only time, yeah, time, location, freedom, having those freedoms and having pretty much anything that I want. Actually, also being the European kickboxing champion and everything. So you might as well listen to this advice that I'm about to tell you. The first thing you need to do is drop out of school. Nah, I'm just kidding, man. Don't drop out of school, whether you're in high school or university. I mean, with university, it's a different story. But if you're at high school and you're seeing all these, women Gadget and, I don't know, Charlie Morgan people, and they're like, well, when I was 17, I made my first million online and I dropped out of university or high school. I mean, do you really want to drop out of high school? I don't think so. When it comes to university, yeah, maybe, because I actually did drop out of my medical university. But when it comes to your high school, you actually have to finish high school, because right now you might think that that's so useless and that's like garbage, and yeah, it is. But when you get older, you will see that the lessons that you learned in school, the physics class and the math class and the chemistry and everything, like when you get older, you will put it all together in your head and you'll be like, well, this is actually helpful for me when I'm older. But when I was a kid, I thought that it was like 100% useless. And I'm not saying it is 100% like good to learn all these basically pointless things that they are teaching us in high schools. But like I said, when I get older, for example, me, the things that I learned in high school are helping me to this day. I went to medical high school, and the things that I learned there are actually helping me to this day, and I'm actually ahead of like many people because of the things I learned in high school. So before you think about, starting this online business and dropping out of high school, just wait a minute, like finish high school first, then you can think about going to university. I mean, university is the biggest scam of today's world, of today's age, but firstly finish high school and then we can talk about making all these millions of dollars and driving the Lambo and everything. So let's get to the second thing. The second thing is pretty important because this changed my life, and this is learn about shadow work, not self-improvement. And this is the thing. Self-improvement is nothing without shadow work. You watch all these YouTubers like in the self-improvement niche, like Hamza and all these people, and they're like, well, you should get up and first thing in the morning, journal for 10 minutes, then you go out in the sunlight and you meditate for 30 minutes, then you go out and do a cold shower for 15 minutes, then you do some, I don't know, another meditation for 20 minutes, then you go and, I don't know what, bro, you wasted like 2 or 3 hours, like the first 3 hours of the day, which are like basically the most productive hours of your day, with basically like nothing. You're meditating and you're journaling and yeah, it's okay, the sun is healthy and everything, but do you really want to like meditate and put your money and put your time into meditating and journaling and all these kind of pointless things when you actually want to become rich? I mean, it doesn't make sense for me. Like, instead of doing all these things, this meditating, cold shower, going, I don't know, doing all these fancy things, instead of like wasting 3 hours on that, you can instead like do the hard work the first thing in the morning when you wake up. So this hardest task for you can be, I don't know, like actually studying if you're at school still, or if you're done with high school, if you want to start your online business, maybe it's, I don't know, reaching out to clients, maybe it's writing emails, maybe it's like me creating videos, I don't know, maybe it's whatever your hardest task of the day is. Maybe you go to work, so you do like basically wake up and you do the hardest thing of the day first, because that's the time when you're the most focused and you're the most rested and you have all this energy. So going back to the shadow work thing, like this shadow work like helped me. Actually, this shadow work improved, not just improved, but it literally saved my life. I was literally 2 months ago, I was laying sick in hospital because of all these self-improvement gurus telling me that you're not worthy and you're working so little and do blah blah blah. And from like absorbing all this garbage from these fucking morons online, and I ended up sick in hospital, not eating for 10 days straight, being on water and just I don't know, those infusions that goes in your bloodstream. and I'm laying down in hospital sick, and if I didn't found out about shadow work back then, I don't know if I would be alive to this day, bro. To be honest with you, like shadow work is so important. It's so much more important than self-improvement, because when you what you might ask, what is shadow work? Shadow work is finding your deepest secrets of like the trauma that you have in your body, and actually dealing with the trauma so you can alleviate your life. So maybe you're right now, you feel like you're stuck, you feel like you're just hitting the ceiling, and you can't earn more money than your salary, or you can't find a girlfriend, or you can't have good grades, you have bad grades. Like, you're hitting this glass ceiling, and if all you do is, like, I don't know, journaling and meditating and all these self-improvement things, nothing is gonna happen. It's not that things are not gonna improve your life in that sense. So what you need to do is literally implement shadow work in your life. And if you want to learn more about shadow work, you can check out my channel. But the best thing you can do is, if you feel stuck, is you can learn shadow work. You basically find your trauma inside that you weren't even conscious about. Like, that's not even you have conscious, subconscious, and unconscious mind. So this trauma hides in your deepest, darkest place in your brain, like your unconscious mind. And when you find your trauma, you deal with it, you let it be, you let it go, basically. That way, I'm telling you, once I implemented shadow work, and once I let my trauma let go, it started winning in life. So if I'm telling you, it's pretty serious. Learn about shadow work. The self-improvement niche is not the most important thing in the world. So learn about shadow work, and let's go to the third thing. The third thing you can do if you're a teenager with literally $0 in your bank account and you have a phone, you can basically try out a regular job. And no one on the internet is gonna tell you to go and work a 9 to 5, because they're all 9 to 5 are scams, you're basically slaving your life, and yeah, that's all true. But if you're a teenager, it's really crucial for you to go out in the real world, get out of your little blue light screen, your laptop or your smartphone, go in the real world, pick up, I don't know, a shovel maybe, go and start fucking in the construction company and find a 9 to 5 there. Or like me, when I did my 9 to 5, I actually cleaned toilets in Cineplex. So maybe you do that. Maybe you flip burgers in McDonald's. All of these 9 to 5s are actually hard jobs that people are doing every day, regular people that are doing these hard jobs for 20 something years are doing every day. And it's crucial for you to try out these 9 to 5 jobs for at least 2 or 3 months, maybe a year, to just get the sense of how hard it is. How hard it is for these people, regular people that are not trying to make money being YouTuber and all these things. You must get a sense of how hard it is to actually earn money. So when you actually start earning money, the easy way online, selling products or trading or I don't know what, basically, I don't know, agency dropshipping, you are more grateful than ever. So I have this friend, he's 21 years old, and he doesn't have a single day of working experience. And he's like, well, I will drop out of university and I will just get a regular 9 to 5. And I'm like, what? You really want to drop out of university and go and work a 9 to 5 to the rest of your life? I'm not pro 9 to 5 working to the rest of your life. But if you're a teenager, just go and pick a shovel, man. Go and try the real jobs that this regular people do, just so you can feel how it is. You can feel literally the pain with working 8 hours a day, 30 days a month, and getting $1,000 salary. And you go with that $1,000 salary and you spend it in a week. And then the rest 3 weeks you don't know what to do. So it's crucial for you to get a sense of the real world, because all these things you see online, all these teenagers driving Lamborghinis and Ferraris and I don't know what, living in Dubai, all these crypto kids that don't know anything about the real world. If their crypto collapses or anything and they end up broke, they will most probably jump off the building or try to themselves or something. Going back to my friend's story, he's like, I want to drop out of university and start at a 9 to 5. I am pro dropping out of university, but if you actually have some business plan and you want to succeed in life, you want to be a great man. But if you're just wanting to drop out of university and be a waiter for the rest of your life, what are you thinking? What are you doing? And I'm saying, Also, if you get a 9 to 5 and you have $0 basically, you start earning some money, you get the taste of money, so you can use this money. And when we talk about money, we can actually go to the fourth thing, which is like when you actually start earning this money, don't try to save this money, bro. You know, when I worked in Cineplex, I worked there for a month or so, 2 months, and I remember getting my first salary. So I worked 20 something days there, 8 hours a day, and I got my salary. It was like it was not even $400. So in my country, the minimum wage is like $350, and I basically got that salary like around $350. And I'm looking at my bank account, like I spent a whole month of my life, 8 hours a day, cleaning toilets in Cineplex, and I basically got like $350. Can you imagine that? Like, you can spend that money literally on a dinner, bro. Literally on a dinner somewhere. $350. And I actually got that money, and I was like, fuck this, bro. I went to this kickboxing store. I bought like my new gloves. I bought like these kickboxing items that I needed. And with that kickbox equipment, I actually went out and became the European kickboxing champion. So what I'm trying to say, the fourth thing about this video, is don't try to save money, because when you actually start earning money, more and more money, you will find out that money are just not real, bro. The governments, literally, there are people out there, the governments, they're printing up money like crazy. The inflation is crazy out there. Your money is getting less and less not every single year, every single day. And there are people just literally printing it every single day. And you're slaving away your life for literally pennies, bro. Imagine working in 9 to 5, and I don't know the rates in the average salary in US is like, I don't know, 180 something $1,000. I'm not sure. But if you work all month and you get like $2,000, like what, bro? What are you gonna do in US with that money? Maybe in my country to get $2,000, where the average salary is like 400, well, that's kind of good payout. Like, yeah, you can do something more from the regular people, but like by saving money, you will never become rich. So don't save money. Actually, I told this story in my previous videos, but I will tell you in short. I was saving my money since I was in elementary school, and it was like 5 years of savings, and I managed to save like $4,000 or $5,000. So I was basically not working anything, and this money was like me trying just to save money and to be like fucking broke as possible. It was pathetic. And I actually spent this all year saving this little money, and I actually found out that money is energy, and if you want money to flow in your life, you have to have like this energy flowing. So by trying to keep and save your money, the energy is not flowing in your life, and you won't like bring money in your life. So what I did with this $4,000, I actually went out and spent all of them in a week. I went and bought this iPhone 15 Pro Max that I'm recording right now. I went and bought a $2,000 marketing course. I went and bought another course and did this and that, and some of them I invested in crypto or something. I actually spent all of that money in a week. And trust me, bro, couple of weeks later, money started flowing in my life like crazy. So this fourth thing in this video that I'm telling you about is all about don't try to save money. If you have something saved, or you're just starting to like get money in your life, maybe you started a job, don't save that money. Maybe save it for a little bit so you can buy, I don't know, a marketing course like me, maybe some other course. Maybe you want to be, I don't know, fucking programmer or something. You go and buy that course. You go, I don't know, maybe you need car, so like literally buy that car. Or maybe you want to buy those new shoes, and you have all this like old Air Forces and you're trying to save. Don't try to be that broke, bro. Like, go and save that money. Money is energy. Like, go buy that course, spend it, like, bro, spend it. Money is energy. So once you start spending money, they will come in your life like crazy. But the funny thing about this is, don't spend money on, I don't know, drugs or alcohol or in the casino or somewhere. That is haram money. So when you spend money in that ways, God won't send you more money. But if you spend money in intelligent ways, now you might say, well, you bought the iPhone 15 Pro Max and that is not an intelligent purchase. Well, it is actually, because with that camera, thanks to my iPhone, I'm actually recording this video. So don't save your money, like try to invest your money. Don't just spend it, but try to invest it, because by saving you won't become rich. And let's go to the fifth thing. This fifth thing is crucial, bro, and a lot of teenagers like get actually stuck in this phase for at least like a couple of years. And this fifth thing is don't make it a priority chasing girls. Like your teenager years are not the period of your life that you want to actually like go out and like waste your time on drinking, partying, chasing girls, one night stands and everything. I know that 99% of the teenagers do that, but if 99% of the people do something, that means it is not actually good. So do you actually want to follow the herd? Do you want to be like the 99%? I mean, I don't think so. If you're a teenager, the most valuable asset you have right now is your time and energy. So you need to learn how to put literally less time in something and less energy and get like a lot of money. So maybe at the start you go in McDonald's and you sign up for the job in McDonald's, you start flipping burgers, and that's basically you inputting so much energy and time and getting so little money. But once you go like through your life, once you start buying some courses, improving, like learning all these skills, then you maybe, I don't know, go and start a sales job, and now you get like more money for your time and energy inputted. Then you start your own business, so now you're working like 2 hours a week and you basically earn $10,000 a month. And that is the thing that you must do when you're a teenager, because if you don't do that when you're a teenager, when you have all this energy and all this time and you can actually take all these risks, when are you gonna try to become a millionaire, bro? When will be the time that you can just be like, screw it, I'm gonna invest all my money in a business, and if it fails, I don't care. That won't happen when you have family. Like, if you're 35 years old and you have 2 children, you can't really spend all your money and be like, I lost them and not care. Like, you have children to feed. So when you're a teenager, the best thing you can do is actually make mistakes, because you will learn from that mistakes. And because actually I made the mistakes from, chasing girls and, playing video games when I was a teenager and doing all this. I didn't actually go and party so much, but I was the type of game, I wasn't even a gamer, I don't know. Like, I spent my time kind of chasing girls and kind of playing video games and kind of like going out with my friends. But I'm telling you this because I made that mistake, and I'm telling you to like save you money and time. Because if you start young, like, you will become the person you want to be so much earlier. So don't make it a priority chasing girls in this like teenager years, because girls, like, today they're here, tomorrow they are not. But your legacy, your empire will stay forever. So don't make it a priority chasing girls, and let's go to the final thing. This final thing might sound a little bit, arrogant, or I don't know how to bet maybe, but this final tip that I have for you is don't actually follow your parents' advice, bro. Like, the advice that worked for your parents will not work for you. The advice that worked for your grandparents didn't work for your parents. The advice that will work for you won't work for your children. So if your parents are forcing you to go to university and, get this lawyer diploma and go out and be a lawyer, do you really want to like slave you all your life? Because being a lawyer is basically a 9 to 5. Like, do you want to actually spend all your life being in a 9 to 5 job and being miserable and like having to drive some cheap car all your life and basically slave your life in some boring job that you have to lick some boss's ass and you get this funny salary and you're not even financially, not time or not money or not location freedom? Do you really want to do that? Like, when you see your parents, they give you great advice about, being in a relationship, or they might give you advice on how to clean your shoes, or I don't know, how to cook or something. But when you look at those people and you see that they're not actually that successful in life, do you really want to take like money advice from them? Like, if your parents are not millionaires, do you actually want to take advice from someone who is broke? Like, if my mom, for example, I never ever like get a financial advice from her. Maybe because I cook my own food, maybe I go to her and ask her about this recipe, like, how do I make this meat more juicy and how do I do this and that? And she will tell me that advice about cooking, and I will accept that advice because she's a great cooker. And maybe I will go to my father and ask him about something about my car that I don't know. But when it comes to money, I don't actually take advice from my parents or anybody who is not broke but who is not a millionaire, because in my life I want to be a millionaire. I don't want to be like the regular guy, the 9 to 5 guy. I actually want to go out and be successful, have all this luxury life. So I basically won't take advice from people who are not that. Like, if you come to me and I start telling you, you know, how to play the piano, but I never played the piano, how can you listen to me? I can tell you an advice about how you can hold a relationship, because I've been in a 6 year long relationship. I can tell you an advice how to be a good kickboxer, because I'm the European kickboxing champion. I can tell you the advice on how to be financially free, because I'm making more money than my parents, and like combined, and my parents, my friends' parents, and my teachers and everyone. So I can tell you advice about that. But when it comes to like receiving, like for example, I can't tell you how to do your makeup, because I'm not a girl and I don't do makeup. So like getting advice from someone who is not successful about money is not the right thing to do. So if your parents are forcing you to go to university or do this, do that, you really want to listen to them. Like in all regards, like they're your parents, you should respect them and everything. But like don't take for granted their advice about life in terms of making money. So literally implement these 6 things that I gave you, and I can tell you that when you turn from teenager, you know, to your 20s, you will actually thank me, bro. I'm pretty sure if you implement all these things that I told you today, because I implemented them, I can't say I'm living a bad life right now. I'm blessed. So if you also implement them, you will be blessed too.